In today's step-by-step guide, we are going to build the data table from the very scratch. We are going to build the empty sheet like this to a data table like this, and then through formatting, we are going to convert that data table into a more presentable format. This and much more coming your way. So in next 15 minutes, we're going to convert you to a pro user from a beginner user. So let's dive straight into the examples and see how all this works. Today we will be learning how to build Excel data table and use features that are commonly used while making a data table. We are going to make the result sheet. So for that we begin with the heading. We type result sheet and we leave a few rows and then start building the table. Student ID, student name, gender, scoring out of 50, percentage, grades. And now we're going to enter the data below that. We're going to give the student ID. For instance, our students are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either you can do this or you can simply add 1 to the previous row, and now we're going to copy it by pressing over here, and we select shift and down arrow key, and here we paste it. We keep our data to 10 students, so we are going to delete the excess rows. We're going to select like this and drag it down and right click it and delete from here. It's going to increase a little bit of column width so we can see all the headers over here. Now we are going to write the student name. Mark is male, Jasmine is female, Myra is female, Henry is male, Umar is male, Rick is male, Rose female, Priya female, Ali male, and Simon is also male. Now we're going to give scoring to each one of these, because all of the scoring is out of 50, so we're going to write 50 over here, and we're going to write is equal to, bring it in this cell, put a forward slash as a divider, and we're going to divide it with this cell. Now we want to fix this cell, so for that we can press F4 and it is going to put the dollar sign on both sides of the F, and it is going to fix the cell. We press enter, and now we copy from here and we just select all the data below by pressing shift and down arrow key, and now we can paste it. We can also copy by pressing Ctrl C and paste it through Ctrl V. So now we have percentages over here, but we are not seeing any percentage sign. So once again we select the data by pressing shift and down arrow key, and we click over here on the percentage sign to select the percentage. Now here, if we want to increase the decimals, we can increase the decimals, and likewise if we want to decrease the decimals, we can click over here. Now we are going to give the grading on the basis of this grading card, and this is A, this is E, this is D, C, B, D, B, D, F, and A. Now we are going to center line column B and G. We select this and we're going to press over here center, and it is going to center. Likewise, I would center grades also, so the grades are also going to be centered. Now I would like to see this header in the center, so for that we're going to press merge and center in the home tab. We can increase the font from here, we can bold it, we can make it italic by pressing over here, and we can underline it to make it more appealing. Now we are going to place the borders around it, and for that in the home tab we have option over here of the borders, and we want all borders, so it is going to give us borders. Now we want to make the headers also bolder, so we are going to make it bolder. We're going to center align it, and we're going to place some more border over here, and we're going to write over all average, and for that we want an overall average over here and the percentage average as well as average grade. So for these three cells we want merge and center. We're going to bolden it and we're going to make sure that our headers appear more prominent. So we are going to fill this with black and we are going to fill this overall average also with black, and we are going to keep the font as white, and again over here also we're going to keep the font as white. Now our data is starting to take shape. This column C is appearing to be very big because we have a lot of empty space over here. So for that we are going to reduce the column size, but we cannot see the student name header properly. For that we are going to wrap text and it is going to wrap it. But now we have all these bottom aligned, so we are going to make sure that all of these are center aligned. So we're going to select by pressing shift and right arrow key, and we're going to center align all of the headers so they appear evenly. Now we want males to be in different color and female to be different colored in our gender table to make it more easier to visually analyze the data. For that we are going to select our whole table by pressing shift right arrow key and shift down arrow key, and we are going to go in the sort and filter and we're going to apply the filters. Now we are going to press this and we are going to select female, okay, and for this what we can do is we will go in the fill tab and we are going to fill the color of a choice, and likewise again we go over here, we uncheck the female, we check the male, and it is going to show us the male options. We select shift and down arrow key and then we can give any color of our choice. So now we can see that we have two colors, one color for male and one color for female. Now for instance, if we want to apply the same to the student name column, that is column C, what we can do is we select this data by pressing Ctrl shift and down arrow key, and we can go over here as format painter and we bring it over here in the column C6 and click it over here, and it is going to have the same format as it was in column D. Now for instance, if we want all the grade takers that are above 80% to be highlighted in some color, what we can do is we can just select the data over here. We go in the conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than, we say 80%, and we select some color, yellow filled with dark yellow text, and we press OK, and here we see that all those students that have gained greater than 80% have been highlighted. Now to make our data more appealing, we have few more options over here. We go in the view tab and here we have different options in the show section, and we can uncheck this grid line and it has removed the grid lines. Previously it was like this and now the grid lines have been removed. We can remove the headings as well, so it is going to remove the A, B, C, D and 1, 2, 3, 4 serial numbers over here if we want to, and we can also hide the formula bar by pressing over here and it removes the formula bars. Moreover, if we want to zoom our data, we can select from here and then we can select this and we can increase the size of the zoom, or if we want to go back to 100%, we can click over here and it takes it to 100%. Now if we want to freeze this pane, if we want to make sure that if our data is very long and this pane is shown to us all the times, that is row number 5, how we can do that? We can do that by placing the cursor over here in cell over here, and we can click over here on the freeze panes and we press freeze panes. Now if you're going to scroll down, it has kept the row number 5 fixed, and then we can scroll up and down on the large data set without losing the track of which columns we are working on. Likewise, if we want to remove this option, then we can unfreeze pane. Now if we are going to scroll it, we lose track of what each column depicts. And if we want the student ID to be fixed and the column 5 to be fixed, we can place it over here and we can freeze the panes. And now if you're going to scroll in the row, the first column is going to appear and rest is going to get hidden as we scroll further away. And if you're going to scroll vertically, then again the row number 5 is fixed. And lastly, we're going to see that how we can insert the row and the columns and also adjust the heights and the widths of the rows and columns. For that, if we want to insert the row, we're going to click over here and right click, insert the row, and the row has been inserted. Likewise, if we right click and delete, the row has been removed. In the same way, we can click over here. For instance, if we want to insert the column in the place of column D, we click over here, we right click and we select insert, and it has added a new D column and it has moved the column D's data to column E. And in the same way, we can just delete the column D and it has moved the column E to column D. Moreover, if we want to increase the column width, we can just right click over here, we select column width over here, and for instance, if we want to make it 20, we write 20, we press OK, and it has increased the column width. And same way we can reduce the width also. If we want to increase the height of the row, we click over here, we right click it, row height, and if you want to make it 30, so it is going to increase the row height. We can just have a few averages over here. So for that, we're going to write a formula, or we may go in the formula tab, and here in the AutoSum function, we click over here, click on the average, and now it has automatically selected all the cells above it. We just press enter and it has given us an average. And here, if we again go over here and we press over here, we give average, we press enter, and we get the 70%. And 70% falls in the C category, so we can write C. We go in the home tab, we center align it, we can just select this data, we can make it a little bolder to make it more appealing, and we can hide this by whitening it, and we delete few of the rows over here, delete, we press F4, that repeats the last action, so it deletes one more row, and here we have the table. Now we can see that we have the table in a very good format as we wanted. Now if we want to print it, we can see either we can press Ctrl P and it takes us to the printing options, or we can go in the page layout, and here in the page setup we can click on the icon over here, and we can go over here in the print preview to see that how it appears. Now it is appearing on 2 pages and is in portrait form. So we can convert this from portrait form by clicking over the page setup over here and converting it to the landscape and pressing OK. Now we can see that it is still appearing on 2 pages. So we can just click over here on the margins, and then you can just drag the margins to make more space on page, and you can select the first cell also, and you can reduce the column width of the first cell, and you can reduce the column width over here also, and we can see that where else we can just squeeze. And now you can see over here it is appearing over here that it is appearing on 1 page. If you go in the page setup, you have other different options that shows you if the data is not fitting onto 1 page, so you can select fit to 1, and it is going to reduce the size of your data, and it is going to fit all the data on 1 page. So it depends that how you want your data to appear. You press OK, and now if you're going to press print, it is going to print in a way as it is appearing over here. More so, you have other options as well if you have this data but you don't want it to be printing. So you can select by shift and pressing the down arrow key, and then you go over here, you go in the print preview, and here either you want to print active sheet, you want to print entire workbook that consists of many sheets, or you want to print selection. As you select print selection, it has removed the table from here. Let's see again. If you have print active sheet, so it is going to print everything that is available on this sheet. But if you are going to select print selection, it is going to print only the portion which you have selected. I press escape, and here you have selected only this table and not the grading card. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for joining me. If you've liked the content, then make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Your comments down below in the comment section are going to act as a navigation tool for this channel. So make sure that you comment down below. And that's all for today. See you soon. Take care and bye-bye.